what all monotheists are told to do, and admire the man who said, yes, I'll gut my kid to show my love of God, I'd say, no, fuck you. Who can create us sick, as apparently we are, and then order us on pain of eternal torture to be well again. Child made in the image of God, oh no you're not, you're a faggot. And you can't join your church and you can't go to heaven. This is disgraceful, it's inhuman.
Well, the king of stupid, Joshua Stupidstein, however you say his name, put out a video that I guess he then had second thoughts about, went and deleted it. But it's out there, and I wasn't able to actually copy it and then just repost it, but I did film it with my camcorder. So all I can say is, aside from the obvious incredibly insanely stupid shit that's coming out of his mouth, first of all, his God is the greatest committer of abortion of all time. If you want to say abortion is murder, well then miscarriage, which is just basically natural abortion. And if you want to claim that nature is the same thing as God and God has control of what happens in nature, then that makes God the greatest committer of abortions. He's the greatest abortion practitioner that ever existed. And also pointing out the fact that if you read the Bible, it's not pro-life, if you want to use that term. I don't. I call it anti-choice. But it's definitely not anti-choice. God is taking great delight in killing babies and children and fetuses every chance he can get, pretty much. So for this person to act like he's representing God by his ridiculous claim about Starbucks and Planned Parenthood, actually God would be very pleased if it was causing abortion to happen. God would be like right there. He'd be totally loving it. In fact, the only thing that would make God happier is if you were to put the aborted fetuses on a pyre and lit them on fire, because God would love the smell of the roasting flesh. But the other thing that really annoys me about this person is, what is the alternative? Forcing women to have babies that they don't want? Forcing women against their will to carry something for 9 months and give birth when they don't want to? That's tantamount to slavery. Taking away somebody's human rights like that, control over their own body, you're making them property. You're making them government property. The message you're sending to women is, you can be a whole human being with equal rights and equal value as a person. Okay, but the moment you get pregnant, you don't get to have that anymore. The moment you get pregnant, the government owns you and decides what gets to happen to you. You have no control. You might as well just put grade AA inspected whatever, prime whatever on her thigh and stick her in a box doll and chuck in some grain and hay. Because that's what you're doing. You're basically making the thinking, feeling human being into breeding stock, property. You're making her a slave.
Attention, and you're sitting there defending Starbucks while sipping coffee from your Christmasless red cups. Let me explain to you exactly why Starbucks coffee is so bitter and why it's overpriced. That bitter taste? Well, it's a tiny, tasteful touch of abortion. Why is it so expensive? Well, they need your money to support Planned Parenthood and a genocide of millions of innocent little babies. Now, it's funny because Christians run to the defense of Starbucks, and yet it is that Starbucks stands directly against pretty much everything that Jesus stood for. But then again, Christians today aren't worried about pleasing Jesus. They're worried about being politically correct. But let me explain to you exactly what political correctness gets you. How about a $250,000 fine and jail time for destroying an eagle egg, but an unborn human life? Not so much a big deal. So Starbucks, I'm glad that you're distancing yourself from Christmas and anything Christ, because you're nothing alike. You see, Jesus Christ, he formed, fashioned those beautiful babies in the womb. Well, your customers' money, you use it to pull them out, pull them apart, and sell them to the highest bidder. So, hey Christians, hope you have fun drinking your abortion coffee. Well, until next time, let's see if Christians have enough testicular fortitude, have enough hair on their chest to share this video.
Besides for the fact that the planet is grossly overpopulated and we need to not make so many babies. Unfortunately, we have Islamic countries that are pumping them out like Pez dispensers. But the countries that are showing responsibility and having smaller families, it kind of defeats the point when you have these other countries where they just, well, thanks to Catholicism, we have countries where there isn't birth control because it's not provided to these poor families. But then you have other countries where they want to, like, they just want to breed like rabbits so they can cover the planet with their cult. So don't even get me started. But the people who are responsible enough to look around and see that the planet is overpopulated and we're killing it by the numbers of humans that there are, I'm sorry, it's just ridiculous that we would even be talking about, oh, it's just ridiculous. I'm sorry. Too much of a good thing, even humans, is not a good thing. Anyway, I didn't mean to go off. This man disgusts me. He's like the epitome of stupid Christian. And the end result of a dumbed down society. A society that's been dumbed down by this fucking cult.